everyone, in this video I have scrapbook process number 55 to share with you. This is a layout I created a couple of weeks ago for International Scrapbook Day. It was a challenge set by Thompson's Craft Supplies and Crafty Ribbons, and the challenge was quite simple. It was just to use ribbons on a layout. Now because I'm Thompson's Craft Design Team, I wasn't allowed to enter for the prize kind of thing, but I just wanted to play along, and it turns out that one of my best mates won the challenge anyway, so thrilled about that. I feel like I should also add that I was not involved in the decision making either, so no bias or something. She won because her layout was amazing. Anyway, moving on. So the photo, I tell you what, I'll talk about that in a bit and talk about like the basics of what I'm doing on this layout. So the paper I'm using is absolutely ancient. I got it in a grab box about 2.5 years ago, roughly. And I was looking on the branding strip to find out what it was so I could tell you guys. And all it says is American Crafts. And then the paper is called Hello Sunshine, copyright 2010. So yeah, an oldie there. So it's just a very lovely blue paper with these sort of white doily effect pattern on there. They kind of look like they're embossed, but I promise you they're not. Now I made a bit of a fatal error here where I did not put gesso on the page. I don't know why, I just forgot. Sometimes things fall out of my brain. So yes, it did get very warped because I'm going in with distress oxides and the packaging technique. And obviously, so you kind of splat your ink pad on your packaging and then spray water on it, and all that water made the paper warp quite a bit because, again, being a numpty, I didn't add gesso, but I do have to go back and do something about that in a bit. So just for my embellishments and stuff, I kind of got those ready beforehand. That paper I fussy cut those little roses from, I think that's just from one of those cheap Craft Sensations paper pads from the Works or something. It's certainly not a branded kind of thing. And also some Works ephemera there, and I'm also using the Kaisercraft, what is it, Tropical Punch collectible. So just kind of going through a couple of ephemera packs and choosing sort of appropriate things for my layout. I was going for a sort of shabby chic kind of theme here. So to rescue the paper from how much it warped, I don't know how well you can see that on screen, but trust me, it was very warped. I'm distressing the edge of it with a distress tool, and I think I also go in with a blending tool and a distress oxide in a colour. I'm not sure which one. All the colours that I've used, by the way, I'll link them down in the description box because I've put the ink pad lid out of sight and I can't read and tell you what it is. It's I feel like it might be Tattered Rose, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yes, so distressed it physically and then with ink. And then I'm showing you here, obviously I did this on off camera. I've put another 12 by 12 paper behind that. Again, that's just from a cheap paper pad. And I've stitched around the edge of the original paper about 1/4 of an inch, maybe just over. And yes, so that also, the stitching helps towards the whole shabby chic kind of look as well. And as well, I kind of pulled at it once it was stitched on, so you get even more of a distressed look. And now I'm getting my ribbons ready, seeing as that is part of the challenge. I don't have a lot of ribbon at all. I have never been a person who buys a lot of ribbon, but in recent months I have been using it more and more. But this is one of the only ones I had really to use, which is this white satin ribbon. And white was not going to be right for this layout, just it was too much of like a titanium white. So I'm actually taking distress oxide in, what does that say, antique linen, and dyeing the ribbon with that. Now I started off doing it with the blending tool, and then that was a bit of work and it didn't, you know, it wasn't going quite well. So actually what I'm doing there is just sort of dragging the ribbon through the ink pad, and that worked an awful lot better. Other things I'm using are, it's very much a stash layout, this one, just, yeah, bits and bobs from my stash. A lot of Kaisercraft things though. I've used 2 of the 12 by 12 Kaisercraft sticker sheets. One is the True Romance one, and the other one is Boho Dreams. I'm not sure which bit is from which sheet, but that gives you an idea of where they're from. And also distressing the edges of lots of things, just carrying on with that kind of theme and stuff. And yeah, I'm kind of making this row of ribbons across the middle, and you know, long sticker strips, washi tape, all of that kind of stuff gets on there as well. So photo explaining time. The photo is of myself and my little brother Samuel. A lot of you will not know this, but my little brother, he is a pretty special kid. He's not exactly, I don't know how to word it, not a inverted commas normal little brother. I don't know, it's hard to describe. Basically to put it bluntly, Sam has Down syndrome and he's on the autistic spectrum and has some other things going on as well. So, yes, that's the way he is, and he's just, yes, but he is an absolute sweetheart. I love him to bits. I mean, he is a normal little brother in the sense that he winds me up more than anyone else on this planet, but he also makes me laugh more than anyone else on this planet, and this is just a very cute picture. I think this is quite an old picture, actually. I'm going to say 2010, actually. Ha! Same age as the paper. There you go. Of just him giving me a kiss on the cheek, and I just thought it was really cute. And yes, even though it's a like the layout's about him, but it didn't have to be a boy layout or a masculine layout. Just, you know, I don't think you have to be literal all the time about these things. Sometimes it is nice to do more boyish, masculine things if the photo is about a boy or a guy or a man or whatever, but not necessarily. So, and this is just, I just felt like using that picture. I wanted to do something shabby chic, so that's how it ended up, really. So yes, I do spend an awful long time doing this sort of centre cluster of all these rows of ribbon and sticker strips and stuff. Some of the ribbon goes down with tacky glue. I'm using that super strong tacky glue there. I think it's called, I don't know. I'm sorry, the brown one anyway. It's not Anita's, but it's something like that. And then other bits as well, like this sort of really, really slim organza ribbon, that did not get on very well with the tacky glue, so I had to use the tonic tacky glue for that. And other stuff as well is going down with that, you know, the red plasticky double-sided tape. I can't think of the proper name for it, but it's stronger than normal double-sided tape, so that's going on there as well. For this layout as well, I use a butt ton of the Maggie Holmes sticker book. Even though I don't think I have any Maggie Holmes collections, but her sticker book, I will admit, out of all the sticker books I have, and I have many of them, I think it's one of the most versatile, actually, in using just for other layouts and stuff, and especially layouts like this where you're just using up stash. I have found it, as I say, the most versatile to use. So yes, using some of those washi strips. Now I am going to cover up the top of those washi strips I use at the top and bottom there, because as many of you will know, I'm not a big fan of unicorns, so I'm covering up their horns so they just look like normal horses. I know it's an unpopular opinion, I realise this. I never used to have anything against unicorns. I think I'm just sick of the sight of them, to be honest. But anyways, I appreciate that a lot of you like them. This is just my personal opinion. So yes, again, more ribbon going down. You see some of it as well is not classic ribbon. There's like a lace trim and that, oh, the name has escaped me, the wibbly wobbly ribbon. What's it, is it called Raffa? So, oh, it's completely just fallen out of my head. But you know the one I mean, the wibbly wobbly ribbon. And I think that should be its new name now, actually, wibbly wobbly ribbon. Anyways, this paper pad is from, again, The Works, just one of their unbranded ones, and it's got quite a vintagey feel to it, so I thought, you know what, this is going to be very good for just backing my photo and stuff. I've just used that one bit of green there, more of that trim ribbon there. Seriously, I spent so long just doing this one area, I cannot emphasize enough. Anyway, behind the picture as well, I'm putting some white tissue paper because it's quite a floaty layout, I suppose, so just you know, the white tissue paper works quite well, and I think I'm going to mount that picture on foam as well, just to help it pop up from that very busy area that it's sitting on top of. More ribbon, more sticker, long sticker bits, just over and over and over again. You get the point, I'm sure, but yes. I'm not sure what else I could say about the photo, really. Sam is just, he's awesome. He's a wonderful little brother. Again, he can be a right pain in the butt, but yes, he is just a joy to our family for the most part. And my title, which you will see shortly, is one of those pre-made ones. It's from one of those Kaisercraft sticker sheets. I think it's the True Romance one that the title comes from, but it's very, very appropriate for a layout about Sam. That sweet and that happiness were from that Tropical Punch collectibles thing. Oh, here's my title there. So it is When I Count My Blessings, I Count You. I just thought that was very, very sweet. And obviously it's in separate word bits, so I have arranged it like that and sticking it all down separately like so. So yes, what else am I going to do about this layout? I can't remember. This is what happens when you record a voiceover weeks and weeks after creating the layout. You've completely forgotten everything that you did. So yes, what am I putting down there? or just a couple of cute little circles and stuff from the same sticker sheet that the title is from, because obviously they matched and stuff. Some bows from the Maggie Holmes books, because with the ribbon on there I thought some bows would be appropriate as well, so I'm putting a couple of those down too. And yes, I'm sorry, I hate doing the thing where people just go, and yeah, and then leave it blank. I'm sorry, I know it's really annoying, but sometimes it's really, really hard to avoid. Voiceovers can be hard work, people. I'm sure fellow YouTubers will feel me on this one. I'll tell you a story. Very boring story, but I was watching a very well-known YouTuber recently, and she said something in her voiceover that really offended me, like really, really, truly offended me. And I was nearly about to say something, and then I thought about it, and I went, actually, I'm pretty sure she didn't mean how it came across, like it was just an accident kind of thing, because, you know, you're constantly talking for 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes you say stupid stuff. So I stopped myself. I went, it was probably an accident. Let's move on. So yeah, just something to think about, yes. Anyway, I'll just climb down off my pedestal, there we go, and add a few more bits to my layout. So there's those fussy cut flowers I did way back at the beginning, and I'd almost forgotten about them, and then I wanted to include them. So I've just put 2 in the corners, as you can see, and 1 under the photo. Couple more embellishments, stickers, sorry, went on from the Maggie Holmes book, and I'm finishing off with some Nuvo drops, just in the white colour. Just, yeah, you know I love my Nuvo drops. And a couple of hearts as well. I know I always say do the Nuvo drops last thing, but I erred. But I was very, very, very careful with those little hearts. So yes, I do also add something else to the bottom, I think, but I did it off camera, but you will see it in the close-ups now. So there we go, finished. Thank you so, so much for watching. As I did this as a challenge for Thompson's Craft and Crafty Ribbons, I'm going to link those shops below, as it would be polite. And also, any of the things I've used that I can find links to, I will put the links to. So please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Comment should you have anything to say. And now I'm going to go. Thank you again. Bye bye.